There's a reason the quote, "The strongest is never strong enough without strategy," continues to echo through time. It holds a truth too many ignore. Strength, in all its forms, mental, emotional, physical, may impress, but it cannot guarantee success. Without a clear plan, without focused direction, even the strongest can falter. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, taught that raw desire and effort are only part of the formula. He emphasized the power of organized planning, the idea that dreams backed by detailed, flexible strategies are what lead to meaningful achievement. Without a plan, strength becomes scattered energy, a storm without a path. We all know people who work tirelessly, hustle endlessly, and burn with ambition, but still feel stuck. They mistake motion for progress, strength for impact. Hill warned against this. He believed that strength without clarity is a recipe for frustration. He challenged readers to take all that power, the will, the drive, the ambition, and aim it with precision. That's what strategy does. It turns energy into execution. It gives strength a target. Imagine trying to win a war with only passion but no tactics. Imagine climbing a mountain with all the physical power in the world but no map. That's the difference strategy makes. It transforms brute force into smart force. It's not enough to want something badly or even work hard for it. You must plan, adapt, refine, and act with intention. Hill's message is clear. Success is not a product of strength alone, but of strength skillfully and strategically applied. When you organize your strength through intelligent planning, you unlock power that's not just impressive, it's unstoppable. There's a common illusion in the world of success, the belief that talent, hustle, or sheer willpower are enough to win. Many people fall into this trap. They believe that if they work hard enough, grind long enough, or simply want it more than others, they'll succeed. But history and experience tell a different story. Raw strength, whether it shows up as talent, ambition, or endurance, will only carry you so far if it's not paired with clear thinking and intentional planning. Napoleon Hill called this kind of disciplined thought accurate thinking, and he believed it was a cornerstone of all lasting success. Emotion and drive are powerful, but without logic, structure, and reason, they can become reckless. There have been brilliant minds who never reached their potential because they relied solely on talent. There have been hard workers who gave everything and still ended up stuck because they didn't pause to plan. Consider the athletes with unmatched natural ability who never rose to greatness because they lacked discipline or refused to follow a system. Or the entrepreneurs who had bold ideas and endless energy, but no roadmap, only burnout or give up when results didn't come. Hill emphasized that power without guidance is like a car without a steering wheel. It might move fast, but it won't reach the right destination. The world doesn't reward strength alone. It rewards applied strength guided by clarity. Willpower can push you through hard days, but it won't tell you what direction to go. Talent can open doors, but it won't tell you which ones to walk through. Hustle can build momentum, but if you're not moving with purpose, you're just running in circles. Hill's philosophy reminds us that the mind must lead the muscle. Without strategy, strength is a wandering giant, impressive but lost. Strategy is often overlooked because it's quiet. It doesn't shout like raw ambition or dazzle like talent, but it is the hidden muscle behind every lasting achievement. In the context of success, strategy is simply the art of thinking ahead with clarity. It's not just about setting goals. It's about breaking those goals down into steps, anticipating challenges, and designing a path with intention. Napoleon Hill taught that success begins with definiteness of purpose. But purpose alone is just a starting point. Without a plan to follow, even the most passionate purpose can drift into frustration. Strategy is what bridges that gap. It takes your dreams from the clouds and brings them down into real action. Hill didn't believe in luck. He believed in planning. He wrote about how every successful person he studied, from Edison to Ford, had a clear purpose, yes, but also a definite plan to back it. Strategy turns vague desire into specific effort. It transforms someday into a series of actionable steps. You don't climb a mountain by staring at the peak. You climb it by mapping a route and taking one step at a time. That's what a strategy does. It shows you where to start, where to go next, and how to keep going when things get hard. Desire without a plan often leads to burnout. You can want something with all your heart, But if you're not strategic, you'll waste time and energy chasing the wrong things or repeating the same mistakes. Strategy keeps you aligned. It gives your actions meaning. It's the framework that makes your strength useful. Hill made it clear. Power is great, but power directed by a smart, flexible plan is unstoppable. Strategy is not a luxury of the elite. It's a necessity for anyone who wants to turn ambition into real, lasting success. One of the most empowering realizations in the pursuit of success is this: you don't have to figure it all out alone. Napoleon Hill's mastermind principle is rooted in the idea that when two or more minds come together in harmony, they create a third, invisible force, an added intelligence, creativity, and clarity that none of them could achieve alone. Strategy becomes sharper, more realistic, and more powerful when it's shaped by diverse thinking. Too often, people isolate themselves in their goals, believing they must carry the entire weight of the vision on their own. But isolation weakens strategy, while collaboration multiplies it. Hill studied some of the most successful people of his time, and he noticed they rarely worked in silos. They built councils of advisors, trusted peers, and strategic allies. Henry Ford had Thomas Edison. Carnegie surrounded himself with bright minds who knew things he didn't. These leaders knew their strengths. But more importantly, they recognized the power of perspective. A strategy designed in a vacuum is often blind to its own flaws. But when minds unite under a shared purpose, the result is refined, tested, and elevated. The mastermind is not just about networking. It's about mutual growth. It's about creating a space where ideas are challenged, weaknesses are strengthened, and blind spots are revealed before they become problems. Your strategy becomes a living system, infused with experience, insight, and accountability. You still lead it, but you're no longer alone in building it. Hill believed this was essential not only for success, but for resilience. With the right minds around you, your strategy doesn't just improve, it evolves. In the end, true strength isn't just about what you know. It's also about who you trust to help shape your vision. One of the biggest misconceptions about strategy is that once you've created a plan, you should follow it no matter what. But real strategic power lies not just in planning. It lies in adapting. A rigid plan, no matter how brilliant, can crumble when circumstances change. Napoleon Hill emphasized the importance of learning from defeat, not seeing it as failure, but as feedback. In his view, every setback contains a lesson, and the most successful people are those who adjust their strategies instead of abandoning their purpose. Flexibility isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Being adaptable means you're constantly learning, constantly improving, and constantly refining your approach. Life doesn't follow a script, and success rarely comes in a straight line. Even the greatest strategies will run into obstacles, but those obstacles aren't meant to stop you. They're meant to shape you. Hill believed that defeat was never final unless accepted as such. He encouraged people to view each challenge as a signal to adjust and grow. History is full of stories where success came after a pivot. Thomas Edison didn't find the right material for the light bulb on his first try. He found it after thousands of adjustments. Henry Ford failed at multiple ventures before creating the assembly line that revolutionized the auto industry. These weren't stories of perfect plans. They were stories of persistent adaptation. When your strategy bends without breaking, it becomes stronger. You stay rooted in your purpose, but flexible in your approach. That's what Hill taught. Strategy isn't carved in stone. It's a living, breathing part of your journey. It evolves with you. So don't cling to the plan for the sake of pride. Adjust it, learn from it, grow through it. The strongest strategies aren't the ones that never change. They're the ones that know when to. Strategy without execution is just a dream written on paper. You can map out the perfect plan, analyze every angle, and craft a strategy so tight it feels bulletproof. But if you don't follow through, none of it matters. Napoleon Hill made it clear. Ideas are powerful, but they're powerless without action. Execution is where strategy meets reality. It's in the doing that momentum is built, clarity is gained, and results are created. Hill emphasized two vital traits that drive execution: persistence and decision. Decision means making up your mind, cutting off all other options, and committing fully to the path ahead. Persistence means continuing forward long after the excitement has faded, long after the obstacles have shown up, and long after others have quit. Look at the lives of the men Hill studied most closely. Henry Ford didn't just dream of mass-producing cars. He did the dirty, repetitive, often exhausting work of refining his process. His strategy wasn't instant success. It was relentless improvement. He failed, reworked, and executed over and over until he got it right. Thomas Edison's inventions didn't just spring to life because of strategy alone. He was known for his obsession with trial and error, testing thousands of variations of the light bulb until one worked. That wasn't luck. It was action. Andrew Carnegie built a steel empire not just because he understood markets or had a vision, but because he implemented his ideas with fierce determination. He made decisive moves, hired the right people, and pushed his plans into existence through consistent action. Hill believed that the ability to execute day after day was what separated the dreamers from the achievers. Strategy gives you direction, but execution gives you movement. Without it, you stay stuck in theory. With it, you move closer to mastery. It's not enough to know what to do. You must actually do it. Every step taken turns strategy into success. There's a unique kind of power that emerges when strength and strategy come together. One without the other is incomplete. Raw strength alone, whether it's talent, ambition, or even physical energy, can burn out quickly if it isn't guided by intelligent direction. On the other hand, the most brilliant strategy is useless if there's no strength behind it to carry it out. The sweet spot is where they meet, a place of focused energy, where thought and action are aligned. Napoleon Hill called for that harmony. He understood that success isn't just about thinking positively or working endlessly. It's about aligning mind, plan, and effort into one driving force. Hill taught that thought is a starting point, but it must be followed by clear planning and persistent effort. That's the formula for lasting success. When your strength is channeled through a deliberate strategy, everything sharpens. Your energy becomes productive, your steps become deliberate, and your progress becomes sustainable. We've seen it in every great achievement. The strongest among us aren't always the ones with the loudest ambition or the fastest start. They're the ones who think deeply, plan wisely, and then move with purpose. Their strength isn't scattered, it's focused. It's this balance that turns potential into power. Hill believed that intelligence isn't just about IQ. It's about decision-making, emotional control, and strategic thinking. When those qualities support your natural drive, you become nearly unstoppable. It's not about being perfect. It's about being prepared and persistent. True power is never reckless. It's thoughtful, disciplined, and directed toward a definite goal. That's where the real strength lies, not just in how hard you push, but in how smart you push. Strength guided by strategy doesn't just move. You move forward with purpose and with power. At the end of the day, it's not just about how strong you are. It's about how you use that strength. Every ounce of talent, every bit of drive, every push of effort needs a blueprint behind it. Without strategy, strength can become scattered. With strategy, it becomes unstoppable. That's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Napoleon Hill knew this truth well. He spent his life studying successful people and found one consistent thread. They didn't rely on power alone. They thought carefully, they planned deliberately, and they acted relentlessly. That's the formula. Think, plan, execute, and win. You have more potential than you realize, but it won't unfold by accident. You have to design your destiny. You must decide who you want to become, what you want to build, and how you're going to get there, and then back it up with everything you've got. Power with direction, drive with discipline, strength with strategy. Don't waste your strength on battles that don't matter. Aim it, guide it, use it with precision. This is your life, your dream, your responsibility. No one else is going to do it for you. You must become the architect of your own success. Napoleon Hill said it best. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So conceive it, believe in it, build the strategy, then move powerfully, persistently, and purposefully. Because the strongest don't just fight hard, they fight smart. And that's how they win. If you found value in these insights inspired by Napoleon Hill, make sure to subscribe for more powerful lessons on mindset, wealth, and personal growth. We share timeless wisdom, practical strategies, and motivational content to help you unlock your full potential. Stay inspired. Stay focused. Master your mind.